Hi there, Joel from Jonesy's Off-Road and jonesysautoclub.com, and today we're working on our 93 Toyota Land Cruiser. Okay, specifically we are installing a new steering dampener. Steering stabilizer goes by all kinds of different names, but the principle is the same. Ours came from TJM. Brand not necessarily a big deal other than you want to size these according to your vehicle. So ours has 35-inch tires. I would say kind of 33s are baseline, 35s and up you really need to get kind of a heavy-duty steering stabilizer. And the reason you want to have a heavy-duty stabilizer for big tires is that big tires weigh a lot and they transfer a lot of force to your steering linkage, and this helps to dampen it. Step one, I'm going to remove these two 14mm bolts that hold the steering stabilizer bracket to the frame cross member. And then that will give me access to this cotter pin and nut. So remove the cotter pin with a pair of side cutters. Then, using a 19mm, you should be able to blast that off. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bracket back up into position. And I know you're thinking, well, why is he putting it back up into position when he actually hasn't removed the steering stabilizer? And the reason is that I need this bracket to be clamped 19mm, takes off that lower piece, and then you should be able to take this off. Okay, so now what they give you here is they actually give you a hex nut that will allow you to spin this. And then by spinning that, it should break that guy free. I've seen these in several configurations. Sometimes they have the hex nut on them, sometimes they don't. The ones that are included in the TJM kit do not have the hex nut. So, okay, so it's pretty much broken loose. And now we should be able to kind of tap it free. And it should come out. So it's loose. Lots of tool changes here, but that's what you have to do sometimes. Unlike actual TV shows, sometimes it just does not work the way you want it to. So I just popped it out with a hammer. Okay, so we are now good to go. You can see this is a tapered piece, and in the TJM kit, they give you some hardware. There's a new piece, it's tapered, inserts in there like so. And then they also give you lock washer, flat washer, and two nuts. So lock washer goes on top. Then the lock nut. And you don't have to put a whole lot of torque. Oops. Helps if you turn the gun the right direction. You don't have to put a whole lot of torque on that because, like I said, it's a tapered seat. So, our upper mount ready to go back in, finally, after some struggles. This job is a lot easier than if you were laying on your back, but me laying on my back wallowing around does not make for a decent video, so decided to put it on the lift. And we're good. Okay, now we're on to the other end. Same deal, cotter pin, pair of side cutters, and a 19 millimeter okay. So again, I'll try the pickle fork trick. Hopefully it'll work this time. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's hard to say, but we'll get it off of there one way or the other. I'm not really doing a whole lot. Now, you don't want to use the pickle fork if you intend to reuse any of this stuff, because it has a tendency to want to damage a lot of these. So it's not wanting to come off, so we're going to have to use the same method we did on the other end, which is get the actual stabilizer out of the way. And this stabilizer is not, I mean, that pushes in fairly easy. They should be pretty stiff. And you can always tell by the diameter whether or not they're heavy duty. Okay. So we'll get this stuff out of the way. And we'll unseat this taper. And it just blasts off. It's nice they give you this hex to spin on. The new ones don't have that, but they actually have a nice space in between the taper and the shoulder, which would allow you to get your thin pickle fork, like this one, the first one, up in there to pop that loose. Okay? New stud, new lock washer, new nut, tighten it up. Make sure that guy's good and tight in there. Now it is actually time for the steering stabilizer. So, when installing one of these, you want to make sure that the cover, which is this piece, the outer piece, is uphill, so that anything, any dirt or water or whatever that accumulates inside this tube will drain out. They actually do give you some drain holes, but it's nice to know that gravity is on your side. So you want to put the uphill side, which is right here. This one pretty much goes straight across, but still your frame is higher than your steering linkage. So you want to make sure that your tube goes on your uphill side. Got it? Makes sense when somebody explains it, but when you're laying on your back, sometimes those are the details that get missed. Okay, we're on the home stretch here. This one's quite a bit stiffer than the one we pulled off. And just for the record, the one we pulled off was not a factory Toyota. A lot of times, since this thing has about 200,000+ miles on it, all this stuff has already been replaced. So we'll shove that on there. Flat washer, lock, if I can thread it on there. Grab my air gun. Blast it on there. These bolts have shoulders on them, so you tighten them down to the shoulder and you are good to go. Steering stabilizer installed. TJM comes with both posts. This is a heavy duty version, it's gold. So steering stabilizer is easily replaced. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out our website at jonesysoffroad.com.